Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESL North American Go4 Cup Series number 2. This is our grand finals we're heading into here in just a few minutes. My name is Blue, joined today by Helseth, and like I just said, we're heading into our grand finals here.
Roll it back. Try again.
Sorry. I'm Blue, joined today by the Lord, Helseth, and we're heading into our grand finals here in just a couple seconds, which is going to be between the Absurd and the Abjured. Helseth?
Now, yeah, the Absurd is a very, very dominant team on the American side. Now, granted, they're not much of a team. Rather, they're just some guys that got together now that they can't play WTS together. But still, you know, basically, the super pug nature of North America still remains. It's going to remain for a little while longer. And this is basically a bunch of top players that got together. They know the classes that they need to play, and they're just going to do it proper. That's really all there is. They won the last one, right?
Yeah,
playing with Cade. Ken replayed and Nos.
Now, Backpack, the best player in the world, would like me to mention, however, that last week was with them, and this week he's not. So that could cause trouble. That's what he wanted me to tell you.
No. You can't just say best player in the world. Keep going.
That's
what?
What? I just said it. Were you listening?
What?
What?
You know what? Public service announcement. Blue has officially gone insane. I apologize for any and all.
I haven't gone nuts.
You've gone insane. I apologize for all factual errors he's about to spew. Allow me to correct y'all. First of all, let's just get into the game, actually. The compositions, the big difference is, of course, that instead of a pistol shield NG, there's a necromancer.
Yes.
Now, this isn't necessarily all good for the Absurd, but I would tilt to the advantage in this metagame that you would rather have a necromancer. Moreover, Nos is a ridiculously good necromancer. He is considered the strongest necromancer in the game, and I'm not willing to question that. Like, I agree, and he pulls off things and matchups that really don't make sense for other necromancers. And with that said, they have a strong advantage with that, because Ostrich is, of course, a solid engineer, but if you look at his character, it has blue hair, and that's not really that's not up to par of what you need to actually do. That's really all I can say about that. So comp wise, I have to give the advantage to long white hair.
What? I mean, that makes sense comp-wise if we're actually talking seriously, but but hair-wise, I don't know, man. Blue afros are kind of cool. It's kind of a spontaneous thing, bit of an unpredictable thing, man. I don't really know.
No, I'm sorry. It's not consistent enough.
Why does it need to be consistent?
No, it's not consistent enough.
Why does it need to be consistent though?
Here's the problem. For the afro to truly show its strength, you need to like wave it. You need to.
It does wave.
There's so much preparation.
That thing goes crazy when you walk around. The thing is like whoever programmed that thing, that thing has like zero gravity on it.
Exactly, and there's too much effort in that. Like, what are we talking about? Let's go back into the game.
No, you started this discussion.
Let me take a look at the comp. So we have Hambo, right? Banner, rifle, Ellie. I really don't know. I didn't watch last. Could you tell me? Fill me in. What happened aside from the 13th best engineer in North America being part of their team? What else was part of last weekend's tournament?
Well, we saw. I mean, it was Absurd winning 2-0 pretty dominantly. To be honest, it was
dominantly. Was it okay?
I mean, like it was. I think it was like 5 to mid 350s. I would think around there. I think were the scores. Don't remember exactly, unfortunately. But I mean, like they were close fight wise. It was just that, like I think Absurd played a much better game rotationally speaking.
I saw some few team queues that were being streamed where Abjured did win, however. Yeah, so I don't think it's going to be a landslide.
I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see because obviously Team Q is a much different environment than a tournament setting with a cash prize at the end of it. So. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, though, guys, game is getting started out. This is our first game in the grand finals. The Absurd is on the red side. Abjured is on the blue side. Let's look at our map here. Once again, we're on the Legacy of the Fall to start with the set and take a look at the fight that's already begun. Got Cade here, managed to get caught up by those two guys on the Absurd once again. Cade's going to roam back over here towards the farm, trying to stop the cap. I don't believe he's actually going to get there just in time.
We have Panther and pushing 1v2 versus both the Condi dealers. With this, Nos has done enough. he's forced enough cooldowns, he can just go mid now. And if Phantom... Oh, Phantom might get caught here. This would be very bad for the Abjured. If he dies here, then... It all depends on this fear. If it hits, he's dead. Yeah, he's dead.
He's going to go down right now. Connie's taking Phantom out of play. That means red team is going to hold full control of the mine point for the time being, and unfortunately Phantom just going to be left to bleed out there on the side too. Reezy will poke him a little bit just to make sure.
They're going to push far now.
Mm-hmm.
Or is he going mid? No, he can go mid and Plague, and then Engineer pushes far. That also works.
He's going to go mid right here right now just to try and keep the team fight going alive for his team a little bit longer. Blue team's doing a nice job of kind of pushing it away from the opponent's favor here at the moment. He'll be on the node, kind of acting like pretty much like Helseth said. He's there for playing when he needs to pop it as. Red team unfortunately got knocked out. Besides, you got the big thing note here too is the fact that there are 3 guys on the red side that are full. Actually, no, look at that. Java getting that vengeance off is going to get both Nas, or going to get both. I believe it was Skovex as well as I want to say it was Reevesy. They got them both back, or not Reevesy. Apologies. I forgot what the second one was, but we saw Skovex getting back up. There was another person there too. Java is gonna fully die there, but still, good job there, getting the rest of the Absurd back up, and it's gonna keep that team fight going.
So they went for another play here. Instead of actually pushing towards this, Phantom was bled out. So this gave Nos the time to go and decap far. Now Nos is going to be heavily outnumbered, but he conserved his Plague, which I believe was the proper decision to do. Now he's going to be able to Plague on the point, try to buy some time for his team, and their team probably going to push mid. They're not going to go for far. That's my bet. Because they're killing Cade, and they're going to have a huge advantage on them. Assuming that Toker doesn't die. What's happening here? Downside fight. Oh. Toker actually died. Well.
We saw Reezy there too. Reezy got the river res off there. I don't even think they saw him going for that. As we saw Cade getting back up into play now. Magitoker's gonna full die there now too, which means red team's gonna look pretty good as they push the rest of their guys. Looking like maybe just to try and hold back the blue team for the time being. Obviously, there's still that aggression going on back over here towards the Henge at the moment. That 2v2 between Ostrajeg, Nos, Fanta, and Skovex, but that's separating itself a little bit now here as well. As Ostrajeg is actually gonna retreat over towards the middle point to support the 2 teammates he's got rolling over there too. And beyond that, it's looking like that red team is still gonna try and keep this split push going. They've still got that full cap on home, and as long as they can keep things decap both over here on mid at the Henge, both over here at mid and at the Henge, they should still be enough to dominate the lead for the time being.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
I agree.
Heading back over towards mid to check that out. It's looking like blue team probably gonna get that cap in just a few seconds. Red team also just a few moments ago got the full cap back on Henge. We're seeing Nos chasing away Magitoker, and beyond that, blue team is gonna, well, they are gonna take mid. They really don't have another staging ground. Ostrajags is trying to push over towards the mine node. He's CC'd. He's probably gonna go down. Depends on what Magitoker can pull off here. Now it actually looks like Ostrajag's gonna be able to get away. Nice save there coming out from both Wakey, and good job there from Magitoker, kind of bringing the distraction that was needed to stop the burst from going on to Wake. So he's gonna be able to escape, which means blue team probably gonna push in just a second. Unfortunately, Magitoker kind of had to swap out himself for Ostrajag, which means he's now gonna fall into the downstate, and they will not get him back up. But Magitoker, it's not super duper crucial to the overall result of the team fight, so if they do still decide to go for this push onto the mines, they can still pull it off, but it's actually looking like the plan's going to change now with Magitoker going down. Ostrajag specifically is going to rotate back over here towards the Henge, which means we're going to be seeing another 2 versus 2 here in just a second, with Ostrajags and 5 gauge 2 NGs taking on both Cade and Skovex.
Not the rotation here. There was a 1 versus 1 going on Henge, and when Magitoker died, Cade instantly went towards Farpoint. This was because... Cade, I saw that.
Toker with that save.
Yeah, okay, so Cade was supposed to go far in preparation for when the thief comes and counter him. So I don't think this was what the play we both had in mind here, Cade. You enjoying that floor over there? Shout out to floor. Right. What's happening on mid? There's an NG versus Ellie on mid. That matchup can go either way, but I think NG's do quite well in it.
Yeah, Reezy's looking like he's got pretty good control over the point for the time being. So moving away from that once again to check out what's happening at the mine. Fanta versus Nos. Fanta has practiced many a time in 1v1s versus Nos. I'm going to be honest, this one, just based on the 2 players that are engaged in the 1v1 at the moment, this one could really go either way. This is really too early to call this one, but Nos has a lot of practice versus some Fanta has a lot of practice versus Nos, rather, and while Nos does have the advantage there, obviously with Cade coming into play, it's really going to swing it in his favor, but now that we've seen that, Nos will be taking that point, and we're going to rotate back over towards mid to see what's going on there. As we check out what is going on. Red team, or blue team, Ostrajag's just joined this fight, but to be honest, we take a look at it, I really don't think he should have come here. Like, well,
it's fine. The blue team does have the initiative in the fight. Right here. Because there were 1 player on mine and another one chasing them out, so they had a brief initiative on mid with 1+ player. The problem, however, is that they're not really converting it. Phantom just got stomped, which means that he will respawn and have to fight Nos. Or he could fire a Great Sword too far. That's most likely what I would do, assuming that I have it. This 4-on-4 should be fine for blue team though, provided that they play correctly.
We're gonna have to wait and see, of course. Magitoker kind of in the brunt of the damage at the moment, not looking so hot as you take a look at his health pool here. He's still sitting, he's about 3 seconds away from heal, so he's actually doing quite alright here once again as he rotates away from the point for the time being, kind of moving out. It's actually looking like red team is gonna, for the time being at least, have the kind of point presence advantage. I guess I would kind of make up a word for that. Java, however, is about to fall into the down state now too, so blue team playing the much slower game, the more preservative game, as they have managed to take down Java. They're now going to start to swing back their advantage here too. Should be able to score a decap very soon, and probably going to get a full cap too, but on the side notes there, as we did see, red team did have full control of those. They will lose control of their own home node. This is for the Absurd once again, as Phantom will be sealing that away, and it's looking like in just a second now we are going to see the Abjured having a 2 cap.
This is a very back and forth match. Very interesting. So there's a 2 cap right now for blue team, and they seem to have a relatively solid grip on it. However, let's see here, what's happening in terms of rotation. Magitoker and Cade, this is very important of who goes down here. It does look like Cade has extinguished more of its cooldowns, and he is overextended. So if Cade goes down here, this is really going to let, this is going to let blue team really solidify their lead, because they're going to be without their thief, which is basically their initiation. Yeah. Cade is really overextending over here, and it's going to cost them a lot in time, because now they can't push anymore, you know? If they push towards mine, which I guess they're still going to do, they're going to get outnumbered quick. Because Abjured knows how to rotate. They're going to get outnumbered, or they're going to lose far. Their own close point. Because now 5Gauge is going to push it, and Magitoker will push it. The alternative was, of course, that they would have one on mid and push mine with that number. Either way, K dying here is going to be huge. Watch. This is the cost of it.
I mean, like, overall here, red team's just kind of getting wiped off the map in general. They're not really looking so hot. Nos just got knocked out. Reezy was taken out a couple seconds ago. Cade's still in the respawn. He's going to be rejoining fights.
Indeed, they lost both of their skirmishes. When Cade died there and they lost their mine fights, this is huge. You know, it's 100 points effectively. What they could have done, they could have pushed to mine instead, but they went for it, and they could have won amazingly. You know, they could have won the other half of the map, but it was very greedy.
So once again, checking out what's happening over here. Magitoker looking to score a kill on a Java here on the beach. They're just trying to out-rotate them and annoy these guys a little bit, doing a really nice job right now. The Abjured, as I have to say, of kind of enclosing them into this point over here. As we take a look once again at what's happening on the node. It's actually not looking so good right now for Rip, as we have seen Ostrix going down. Phantom's also on the way out, so it's looking like blue team's going to change up the plan. They did, as we can see back over here in mid, they've managed to have a decap engaged back over here on the keep, and more than likely, considering it's only Cade right now from the red side defending it, they are either going to do one of two things. They'll evict him or they'll kill him, and it's looking like right now, with that assistance from Magitoker, that they will full kill him. So red team basically just going to trade nodes here, or blue team rather is just going to trade nodes. They will lose the cap that they had going back over on mine and try to take a cap on middle. I think they pulled out here a little bit too quickly. As you can see, they kind of had their reinforcements moving away, and that was a nice banner coming out there too from the red team warrior. Java actually gets Cade back up into play, so it's actually completely going to turn the fight back around now, and as you're going to see, more than likely should allow red team to take a successful defense. Take a look over here. Once again, Magitoker is going to fall into the down state now. We will have Nos, Breezy, as well as Cade trying to guarantee that. They actually don't know Magitoker's location just as of yet, so I think 5Gauge can actually get that res off, and indeed they shall. They're going to bring him back up. And,
that's pretty big.
Yeah. Obviously, once again, the Thief being brought back up into play, similarly to how Cade was brought back up just a few moments ago. This is going to keep Rip alive in this fight, and once again, is going to cause an early rotation, an over-rotation from the Absurd.
Cade is going for the henge point here, and Wakey actually doing a rather big misplay there. He walked past, didn't notice Cade, and let him get free decap. However, that's still pretty minor. It's 30 points at best, and he should be fine in this matchup. Wakey does, DDLE tends to beat DP. Moreover, like, Cade is also food if Magitoker would come in here. So this is a very risky one-on-one to take. The Thief is better to back off here. I guess they want to make something happen. On mid, Magitoker went down, and Ostrich is also down on mine, so looks like the initiative is still happening for the Absurd here.
Yeah, they're doing a really nice job. We just saw back over here too. 5Gauge is gonna get pushed off the corpse of Magitoker, as he will probably get full killed here in just a second, unless I can get a really nice res off. Nos is being the one mainly pressuring on him, but once again, 5Gauge has kind of said, all right, you can have that point. He's gonna pull off there for the time being, and now as we've seen too, Cade is unfortunately just due to the general comp advantage there, he's gonna get pushed off the henge node, and now it really comes down to what the Blues can do over here at the mine, as they will lose that cap as well. Phantom being knocked down to 2 versus 1 versus Reezy, as well as Skovex. However, even with us seeing Phantom going down, it is looking like blue team is, at least to some degree, trying to rotate over towards this one. As you've got Ostrich Eggs in the area. It was looking like we were going to see Wakey and 5-Gauge come over there too, but they've since gone for a regroup, and they're not going to push towards mid here. So, to be honest, it's actually looking like the Abjured is a bit uneasy with their rotations at the moment, having a bit of a tough time deciding where they want to go, and that could cause some serious trouble for them now, as the longer they let Absurd hold that 2-cap, the bigger and bigger disadvantage that they currently have is going to get against them.
Yeah. The next engagement is basically going to decide the entire game at this point. Because that's how it's been working in the points of how long they get to keep him. Phantom is going for a decap on mine. That did not happen, however, and it's going to be an Ellie versus Ellie. This does take a while. However, Skovex did take more damage and had a very awkward beginning, so normally this duel takes a very long time, but it could actually be Phantom's duel relatively quickly if it plays it correctly. On mid, we see Kevbot going down, and it looks like blue team is actually going to be able to reclaim mid. However, they are losing Henge. They were outnumbering mid, so it's going to be very hard for them to take the victory here. They're going to pull off something magical. Phantom needs to lose his 1v1, which he's... If Phantom needs to win his 1v1.
If we're talking about 1v1s, Phantom is going to win the 1v1 like 9 times out of 10. That's just the unfortunate fact here. So more than likely, blue team is going to take that one, but I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see.
Yeah. He needs to win this 1v1 to start with, but it's not going to be quite enough. At this point, they win off 1 cap. Nos, it's the one defending. This is actually... It's actually not impossible.
No. I definitely think they can come back. Red team is throwing a lot of resources onto the mine right now, which is gonna kind of strangle the Hen, which means they're more than likely to get that back. And if we see the decap coming off of mine here in just a second, they could halt the point gains and actually come back just through that alone.
Cade going down there real quick. Oh, Cade, please. Cade, please. Decap on Henge too. All right. We in here.
See, this is now gonna this is put blue team in a really good spot here too now, because they've got a pretty decent kind of awareness of the overall scale of the map, which means that right now red team really cannot go.
Wait, Java going towards mid. This is normally an extremely risky play. Did he actually go by unnoticed? No, he didn't, right? Oeggs
is coming up quickly. I think he's gonna get there in time to stop the decap. We'll have to wait and see. Magnet Pool does go off.
That'll be fine. That'll be perfect. That's a great opening for him. Yeah, there's no way. Toker should leave this already. Yep, and
Henge is where the next Henge is where the next danger scenario comes in for the Abjured now, as Wakey's already low in his fight versus Nos, and Skovex is pretty much just going to seal the deal there. Blue team needs to get over here really quickly. They are on the way over here now, though.
No, check the thieves. Check the thieves. This is what decides the game now. Check the thieves. The thief that dies loses the game. Go.
All right, once again.
Wake is down though.
Phantom's in the play there. He's not going to go for that res on Wakey. He's just going to kind of take his spot. Magitoker, you can see he knows this. He's waiting for an opportunity. Does have... Ooh. Just dodged out of the way of Cade there. Cade almost got a lucky engagement off, but he's just going to step back.
There's now 478 points. The bosses are a factor. However, I still think this will be settled on the points.
Toker, I think, knows this. Oh, Toker's going for Chieftain. I don't really agree with this. No. Why is he doing this? This is a huge mistake.
Toker, you cray.
This
can't work. This can work. Because he has the most. But
he's still 30 seconds away from an SR. He's just used his Shadow Step, but he's only got Infiltrator Signet. This is not a really strong.
No, you use your Steel. You don't have Steel for Chieftain. Okay, I believe in you still. I believe in you.
All right, Chieftain's going to decide the game here, folks. We do see it going down now. 50% health. Magitoker's fully engaged. Gets kicked down, though. Fear Mark comes off from Nos there once again. Storm is out, I believe, from Wakey this time. Trying to knock her out. Who's going to take this plus? And we do see the Absurd coming in with a clutch take on that one. It is going to be going into the favor of the Absurd.
He had all his cooldowns, and it was just slightly too... Oh, my God. Oh, Cade, you had everything. Oh, he still got it, though, right?
He got it, yeah.
Oh my God! I was just watching Cade, and I just watched his too late steal, and I was like, "Oh my God, no!" Cade. Oh my God! All right, but okay. So that happened. Toker definitely shouldn't have engaged the Chieftain. He should have, because what happened when he engaged Chieftain was he was forced to expend his cooldowns. See, Cade missed his steal, but 9 times out of 10 he would not miss his steal, which means that boss was theirs 100%. Even like counting out. The fact they random got it, right? But they didn't necessarily need to random get it. What happened was Toker engaged Chieftain, and he had to use all his cooldowns that he could use to secure the Chieftain kill. Meanwhile, Cade was the one who was waiting, so he was just sitting there, you know?
Yep.
So that was an extremely risky engage. Didn't work out for them, but I guess it was panic, you know? Like, they were so close to comeback, and then they wanted to, like, seal the deal real quick. Because if they got the boss, they would have obviously won. Still, it was improper to go for the boss. They had a firm grip of things. They were doing great. So, but you know, you're in a tournament, you're in the finals, and you throw. It's That happens to everyone. It happens to the best of us as long as you're not called Helsif.
Alright guys, as you saw there, an unfortunate misplay on the side of Magitoker will be costing the Abjured the game number 1 here in the grand final set, which means this is going to put the Absurd up 1-0 in this matchup. Keep in mind that these grand finals are best of 3, not best of 5, meaning that if we see the Absurd take this game as well, they will claim victory in this weekly and will send the Abjured home with 2nd place once again for this week, guys. Before we get into that, though, once again, we've got another quick preview video to show off the mechanics of Legacy of the Foe Fire, so we're going to play that video really quickly for you guys, and hopefully by the time we're back into the map...
I'm trying to figure out the logic of what Toker was doing. I mean, it was really absurd.
I don't... Come on.
Get it!
I was going to lean into some nice analysis, but now that you've made the pun, I'm not even going to let you finish. We're going to the video.
A throwback to Guild vs. Guild from the original Guild Wars, the Legacy of the Foe Fire has teams vying for control of 3 score-generating capture points. Locked away within each team's keep resides the Guild Lord. Killing the enemy team's Guild Lord will grant your team 150 points, potentially swaying the outcome of the match. The first team to 500 points wins.
And welcome back into the match once again, guys. Here, as you can see, the Absurd on the red side is up 1-0 in this matchup. They take this one, they claim victory. The Abjured takes this one. We're gonna see. Wow, no!
Wow, I got kicked.
No!
Wow. Wow, what just happened?
No!
What just happened?
Shucks. Arena bugs.
Wow, what happened now? This has never happened to me before.
Yep. Arena reset on us because we didn't start the game quick enough.
Wow.
So, we gotta get back into it and reset the map, folks. But I mean, anyway, going back to talking about, like, why would Toker do that? Like what was...
that would be a ridiculous thing to discuss for that long. Because, I mean, obviously it was a misplay, but let's leave it at that. What we need to focus more on is the fact that Kate missed his steal in the end.
Still got it, though.
Yeah, but it wasn't him.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
I thought he took it.
No, he didn't take anything. He was just out of range and like doing nothing because he was waiting for that steal.
I thought he was...
Kate,
got it.
talk to me. Talk to me, Kate. I know you sent me that pigeon game, but this isn't making up for that.
I don't think he's gonna hear us. We're on a minute delay, so you gotta wait like a minute and 20 seconds for your answer at the minimum. It's gonna take a while.
Fair.
Might just want to move on to another point. So anyway, heading into game 2 here. What's your prediction for this matchup, Helsif?
Either way, both teams are playing really well. I mean, it's really a toss-up, as you could tell. Like, anything was happening. I think a lot of it always boils down to the Thieves, though, you know? Like, the Thieves are the ones that went down the most by a long shot. And when it did, the momentum switched every single time. So I keep extra care about the Thieves whenever they engage, because they keep trying to engage with each other, and it seems like the one who does it first constantly dies.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like this, you know, Wild Western thing.
Mexican standoff?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what I meant. Stop being weird with words, Blue. Thing is what it said.
Alright, guys. Well, we're back on Legacy now. Just waiting for the teams to rejoin. Hopefully, we get started this time without us getting kicked out of the server. And then, yeah, we'll get started. We'll see if the Absurd will take another 2-0 victory for this week, still holding their dominance over the Abjured, or if the Abjured themselves will prove they are indeed on an equal level to the Absurd and tie this up 1-1, taking us to a game 3 on Kylo.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, guys. Just to kind of, oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to tell people. So by the way, we're actually going to be doing a gem giveaway at the end of the finals. So
we in here?
Yeah. As
how much?
800 gems. So, usual. So yeah, we'll give away a gem code, guys, at the end of the finals. Be sure to stick around for that. Once again, end of the finals, not now. So be patient.
Can I sponsor a gem giveaway? This account that you let me shoutcast on a 17 gold.
That's my... Is it really?
Guys, we're doing a 17 gold giveaway.
It's my gold. It's my account. You're not allowed to do that.
17 gold giveaway. We in here?
It's probably like from everyone who, because like everyone I know uses that account. Like.
Yeah, well, there we go.
I just log on sometimes. That account is online, and it's like, oh, someone's using this.
Give it to the people. Selfish. Blue confirmed selfish. Discuss stream. Discuss stream.
That's my fee for letting people use that account. Is I get the gold you get from games.
Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna go ahead and send this fee to myself as a fee for having me shoutcast.
No.
To Lord, thank you. Done. You have 1 silver and 77 copper left. Don't worry about it. Alright, let's focus on the game. So what do we think of the compositions right here? Something that was very interesting was watching the...
This isn't even my show anymore. Just taking over.
We're in here. Looking at this. So how the opening is going to work. Phantom seems to like going far, and they seem to like +1ing versus Phantom. What I think could be this got them in trouble mid. They got the kill, but they actually got in trouble mid. What they should contemplating testing is having people cross towards mid and damaging Phantom on his way towards close point and then abandoning it, you know? Like, let's say you have an Elementalist cap close and you have a Necromancer going through close. The Necromancer bursts the Elementalist, forces his cooldowns, and then goes mid. And now the other Elementalist has the advantage in the duel. That should be enough, you know? As a top player, you can't just say, oh, well, I'll still lose to Phantom in a duel. Like, that concedes too much of an advantage. So you have to go for this.
Alright guys, so here we go. Once again, the Absurd has their advantage now versus the Abjured. 1-0 game advantage. If they take this one, it's all over. And they'll take home $400 for this week's top prize, sending Abjured home with only $100. But if we see the Abjured take this one, we're going to go to a game 3. And we've got an interesting split here. Once again, 3-player cross coming up from the Abjured once again over into the red team territory. Reevesy will be a late addition to this fight, trying to surprise the members on the blue side, but unfortunately not really going to be too successful in doing so, as he will immediately get jumped on, and the rest of the blue team members will work very quickly to try and burst him down. Thankfully, he's got plenty of cooldowns, which means we're going to be in a somewhat lengthy engagement here, as both Skovex and Reevesy will try to hold out against the 3v1 onslaught, and thankfully, Java's going to fall back here from middle now, too, and is going to even that fight out. For the time being, though, blue team does have a slight advantage in this fight, and will probably stay that way until we see some more bursts coming out from the guys on the red side. Back in mid, 1 versus 1 between Wakey as well as Cade. Wakey does have this...
very weird 1v1. I never see teams actually actively rotate towards this. Cade is a very confident 1 versus 1er. So, I mean, I'm sure he can take this win, but this is just a very weird matchup, you know, because if Magic Toker leaves a point, Cade's not going to survive that.
He's food.
But he's doing well. I mean, this is risky, but it's actually working out for them, and that can give them a huge edge, you know, winning the midpoint. If he gets his stomp safely, that's going to put his team ahead by a lot.
You've also got Nos versus Phantom once again. Another 1 versus 1 story. Really could go either way. At the moment, I would toss the advantage towards Nos, as we can see Phantom's getting a bit low. Not 100% sure on what his cooldowns are like and whatnot too. And the overall point presence.
Right Nos is favored right now. If he hits his fear, he's favored.
As we see here too, Phantom also has a lot closer to actually fully capturing the point, and that could be good. But as we see,
it's fine.
Yeah. So move away from this one once again and head back over. As we saw, the Quarry fight actually just ended. Went into the favor of the Absurd as they managed to hold out versus that, forcing the guys from the blue team back over towards mid. We did see Cade gimped out somewhere along the way, though, so he's now in the downstate. Those burns might take him out here, too, trying to hold out, but unfortunately not really going to be too successful in doing so. So Cade's going to get bursted down here. Ostratex is really overextended for some reason, though, trying to catch up with Magic Toker, I believe, as he managed to go for that decap, but that was completely unnecessary. Thankfully, there's not enough of a presence from the Absurd to fully take him down, but still not 100% sure on what OEGS was trying to do there, and he almost pretty much killed himself. And checking out once again that another 1v1 that's happening back over here at the Quarry node. Toker versus Java, probably not going to be too much Toker can do versus that, so he's just going to fall back over towards mid. Will run into a little bit of trouble along the way as he runs into Reevesy, but overall still going to be successful at retreating. They also, as you're going to see there too, another extension from the blue side will take Skovex into the downstate. Will not full kill him, but I don't think they're really trying to do that. They're just trying to cause that shock and force the red team to fall back, giving them room to breathe. We also saw too, Phantom won the 1 versus Nos. That or he forced Nos away. I think we actually saw an actual victory though, which means Phantom is going to be taking full control of the waterfall point, and it means we will see the Abjured opening this map up with a 2-cap in their favor as they look to kind of get their lead going here. But at the same time, on middle point, Wakey has recently fallen into the downstate. He's going to get bursted down, and that could start a reverse snowball now, as we will see the Absurd trying to make their way back over here on the middle point.
Very interesting was that Nos actually blew his Plague in his duel versus Phantom, and still didn't actually quite get it. So maybe Phantom is the one who's taking the edge in the duel more nowadays.
They've really been like, that's one of the main things like I've seen between those two. They've really been doing a lot of 1v1s. There's still, like, from what I understand, it's still pretty even between the two of them, but again, just the sheer amount of practice that that Phantom's gonna have versus Nos, not only it means that he knows Nos inside and out there too, so he does have a lot of advantage versus that, but yeah, that also works in reverse at the same time too. So heading back, go ahead.
So we have a 2v1 going on in mid here now. If he can get feared out, Phantom's getting pressured 2v1, and on Quarry we're gonna have a Warrior versus Thief. This is fine for the Warrior. I mean, SD can dual Warrior, but it takes like 3 minutes for him to have a winning chances, and he can lose in so many ways. Moreover, the Warrior is going to contest the point far better. So this is a fine matchup for Red Team, provided that they play correctly. On mid, they're still pressuring heavily, and they can get the point at any point in time. Blue is going to try to funnel into the midpoint now, but the initiative is finally in Red's hands, you know?
Yeah.
So that can be big.
So it's looking really good as they just took down Fantaram. Wakey at the same time also going to be trying to...
Never mind, Java lost 1v1.
Did he really? Wow. That's surprising. But Cade...
Oh my god.
Cade with the save, going to come in, play it safe, gets Java up.
Stomping. I don't know why. Okay.
Somehow going for those max personal points, I believe. Toker's a bit mad about that. And heading back in towards the middle point here once again. Another 2v1 in the favor...
Decap on middle point. That's big.
Yeah. As they push Wakey off the node. Ostrogeg's going to fall back here as Nos is having a little bit of trouble there versus Ostrogeg too. Obviously 5Gauge was also supporting that, so 2v1. Obviously Nos really not going to be able to do much versus that, but still, even in middle, Nos is going to be running into a little bit of trouble here as Ostrogeg continues to keep that pressure onto his body at the moment. Wakey as well as Fantaram. Fantaram going for that big res on the Wakey. Thankfully it comes off there. He did get hit by a POC though, so that means Fantaram's going to be in a bit of trouble here as he does get locked down by this Condies. He might get taken down through this here at the moment. Java trying to finish him off, but actually going to focus away from that now as we have seen Nos fall into that save. Fantaz also fallen down too, trying to get that res on the Nos, and thankfully, just due to Red Team's sheer numbers here at the moment, they will get Nos back up into play, and they might have a guaranteed kill on the Fanta at the moment too as we go over trying to see who's available for the blue team res, and there really isn't anyone. Wakey's the only person who could do it, and I don't even think he's going to attempt it here, as they're much more focused on trying to keep things decapped here and trying to keep the status quo as it is. The Abjured still does hold control of the map at the moment here, even though they are losing a majority of the fights.
Look at Quarry, this is big, Oh, and the port stomp failed. Oh, okay, so Cade just successfully downed Ostrix versus Magic Toker and Ostrix 1v2. And then he got the kill on Ostrix downstate when Skovix came in.
Very nice.
So successfully 1.5 versus 1, and Cade won that. And this has actually set it up. Red Team is officially heading for a full-out comeback now. They have the lead. They've successfully put it off, which is huge on Legacy versus this comp, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's incredible.
It's really hard to come back from. So as we take a look once again, obviously as Hellsith just iterated there, the victory at both Quarry and middle is really going to set up the snowball potential for the Red Team. Interesting to note though that Red Team, usually we do see like 1 or 2 people kind of poking over towards that other node just to try and...
Yeah, they're always pushing for the far point, but this time they're playing more safely.
Yeah.
I mean, there's money on the line, and they need their points, you know? They can't throw this, so... Let's see, they're stealthing up, Cade. Let's see what he's going to do. I like watching the Thieves whenever they have steal up, because something's always going to happen there. And Magic Toker seems to be pushing towards Quarry.
No, take a look. This is a good prediction though on Cade's part, because look, they knew this was coming. They scouted the LA Fantaram in the meantime there too. Reezy saw that one coming, so he's going to be hanging out over there. That was really good eyes too, because he really tried to work around that to try and get a stealth decap, but that's not going to happen. This is kind of keeping Cade off.
Nos is playing pretty weirdly. He's pushing all the way into Waterfall. I'm not quite sure why. It tanked damage and the entire way doing it. Another versus double NG. This might be good though, right? How does this matchup work? I'm not sure. Okay, I mean, since Toker's coming in, it's bad.
Nos would have the advantage there in that fight versus the 2 NGs, but yeah, obviously Toker.
But there's an Ellie there too, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, so that's even better. So yeah, but this is bad for them because the Thief came in. So the Thief can give them a quick advantage, then pop out. One of them should pop out by now. Cade's actually abandoning mid. So no, they're actually going to bet on Waterfall at this point.
Which I don't really, I mean, when you look at it, it's not really a good bet. Like, they were just playing conservatively, which was fine. They had preparation
Yeah,
for
I
a
agree.
good fight.
This is a misplay. This is
I don't think he was pushing, though, because he just moved there. I think he just wanted to save Skovex was the big thing there, because he not only saved Skovex with the SR, but he also managed to get a re-engagement on himself over here on a Wakey to take him down. So I think that was just kind of a bit of an interesting kind of offensive-defensive play from Cade to try and save his teammate. So as we take a look here, once again, a lot of AoE Thief currently going off on the members of the Abjured here. Both Magic Toker and Wakey are extremely low. Wakey will probably die. He's actually just barely holding on, but I think with that combustive shot coming over onto Wakey, yep, that's going to seal the deal, taking him down. Cade, however, as you take a look at him, did just get snagged up by 5 Gates, thankfully. There is going to be support coming in there from Nos to save his own life. That'll force Magic Toker, or apologies, that'll force, I believe it's going to be 5 Gauge kind of backing away from Cade's body. And once again, this is going to allow Nos to extend for another time. Back over here onto the waterfall as you will.
Fantaram got a decap now versus Kebbot 1 versus 1. There's finally some contention in the points. Red Team, however, successfully pulled out a comeback in the points, and now with a decap on waterfall, it's complete. However, we have Java versus Fantaram, and well, it's difficult. This is a matchup where I believe you call it 40-60 for the Ellie.
And why is
so
that?
it's winnable for the Hambo, but you need to pull off so many things at once, you know, and you also need to successfully dodge so many things that it's difficult, but you can pull it off. Like, it's not impossible.
As we take a look at what's going on back over here at mid, Cade as well as Ostrich both just fell down, but red team has a much stronger point presence here, so they'll get a much easier stomp off on Ostrich to take him out of play. Cade's now back up here too. Magitoker is going to get thrown into the stolen engineer ability. I'm not going to spend too much time in that, however, and actually Cade's going to get tripped up here too. Nice immobilized, catches onto him there. Magitoker will take him out of play. Wakey throwing out the tornado there too, just to guarantee they don't get him back up, and now blue team's going to turn this fight back around into their favor as they take Cade out, and they're looking to take control of the graveyard point. Of course,
Wakey really took that point with a storm.
Yeah. That was really nice.
Storm!
Oh my god. No. Stop.
Get it?
Not even. I can't even tell what's a pun and what's serious anymore. This is just.
Alright. So we see Nas going back into the midpoint, and they're actually going to try to keep contesting this. There's 30 seconds left until Plague, and there's a full Death Shroud waiting there, so he can actually go for it. But he decided not to. Okay, fair. Maybe they're going to start pushing for Lord later.
I mean, to be honest, with how close this game is and how back and forth it's been in terms of who holds the 2-cap, I wouldn't be surprised at all if it's all Lord plays. It even looks like red team might be priming for that now, as Cade's going to extend the guys here too. They're looking like they're trying to push over towards
They're going to get the decap. Oh, Nas was distracting 5-gauge, and 5-gauge was like contesting on who is the better looking player. And during this little vanity test, Cade actually got the cap. This is huge. They don't even need to play for a Lord anymore. So this was a pretty large mishap from 5-gauge. When you know that the thief is missing, you need to keep an eye on your close point very, very much. You can't just sit there poking with someone else. And looks like red team is successfully engaging far. Here's the problem. Here's the problem for blue team now. If blue team engages Corey and tries to base swap, red team will go for Lord.
Yeah.
And if red team goes for Lord with Thief, Necro, Ellie, that Lord will die quickly. Provided that the Thief's heal gets interrupted. Shoutouts to CM.
I think 5-gauge realizes this too, as he's retreated back into the base. He knows that they're going to try to go for that Lord if it's an open path, so he's just fallen back there and is going to hold things.
But this makes it awkward because they don't actually have to push for the Lord. It's just a strategical thing you have to fear now. Like, the threat is scarier than the actual execution, and with this threat, they actually managed to go and decap mid instead. And they're taking this 2v2, and they've actually caught up now in points completely.
As we take a look at what's going on here at the moment here, the Abjured does have about a 10-point lead. Nothing too major here, but still is in the advantage. Both teams are within Lord range push now as well if they would like to go for that, but red team does seem to have the map advantage. We take a look, Skovex as well as Nas are taking on 5-gauge and Magitoker. Nas in a kind of detached 1 versus 1 is going to take 5-gauge out. This is probably going to force Magitoker to retreat towards middle there too. As we check out what's going on at the quarry, red team is also looking like they're going to take that advantage fight too. It is still somewhat close, and they actually just got a down blue team player back up, so it actually, I have to kind of correct myself there. With that res coming off, it's going to turn itself completely around. Now the Abjured is looking good to take control of this one, but still going to take them a couple minutes before they get that off, and now with Kev got it going down, they should be able to fully capture it. And a good updraft there comes up from Vanterim now too, as he can just sit there and bleed out Kev.
Oh, this is so close, but it looks like finally blue team is going to get to stabilize the position a little bit. The Lord is looking like the only thing that's going to win the point soon. Cade is stuck in a pretty awkward 1 versus 1. If he got that wrapped on the heel, he would have had a chance. But at this point, this matchup is ridiculous. This is how I feel when I duel thieves. So enjoy, Cade. Enjoy. You enjoying that, Cade? What's wrong? What's wrong, Cade? Rip Cade. Okay,
Cade goes down there as we see 5-gauge taking him out of play. This is going to be blue team reclaiming their home node here in just a second. Back towards the middle there too. We've also seen Nos get taken out, meaning Skovex is the only person from the Absurd left to defend this one. He can probably, again, as Skovex is on a DDL there, can probably keep himself going for a pretty decent amount of time. We'll have to wait and see though. And actually no, there's a nice amount of focus going off, so he's probably going to die pretty soon. Still 1 second away from a water accumulate swap. So is not going to be able to get those heals off. He'll get taken down, and soon we shall see blue team taking full control of all 3 nodes for a complete 360.
Lord is the only path to victory right now, and with the timer even getting close, you can't decap and then roll over. The only way they can win now is Lord, and this makes it. This is very predictable, you know. But we'll have to see. They have so much DPS in their comp.
This has been scouted
I'm gonna go ahead and say that
I think
the chances of red team taking this are about as large as them taking WTS. NA taking WTS, how about that? Yeah.
I was about to say. Anyway, yeah, obviously with that big 3-cap coming out, they're not even going to push for the Lord at the moment here. That Lord, or what might have been a Lord push, completely got scouted out. So that's not going to be happening. And a blue team with that really nice comeback and lockdown on the 3-cap here. They're going to clinch game 2.
That was excellent. That was excellent. Especially the part where 5-gauge got to smack Cade. That was enjoyable.
They're going to clinch the victory here in game 2, meaning the set's going to be tied up at 1-1. And it seems we're going to a game 3, guys. to decide the grand finals winner here and decide who's taking home that 400 schmackaroos. Or $80 per person.
So we're going for game 3.
Yup, which will only be the second time we've seen that play today, and right now neither the Absurd or the Abjured have had to play on that map yet today. So heading on to that map, what's your predictions?
I think that map is the Kylo is a map where Necromonster can kite very freely. It's a map. It's very difficult to get the kill on the Necro. On the other hand, it's also for the Engineer. I really don't know these compositions well enough to talk about them confidently. Again, it's a real toss-up. The big problem is Phantom for the Absurd, because they constantly 2v1 him, and there's still decaps happening. Now, if that stops happening, that alone is going to make a huge switch in their favor. They need to figure out a way to solve the problem of Phantom, because it's a very real problem for them. He's beating their duelists in 1v1s, and then he's surviving 2v1s, and then it's even getting decaps way too often. So like, they're winning every single trade whenever he goes, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's with that said, look, we'll simply have to see. We'll have to see. It's very even. It's very exciting to watch.
Alright guys, so the grand final, the final game of the grand finals should be getting started here in just a moment. Just waiting for our players to finish loading into the third and final map. Before we get started with that game, however, we once again have a quick video to show you guys. We're just going to preview the mechanics of the Battle of Kylo. We're going to play that really quickly, and then we'll jump into the game and take a look at what our third and final game has to offer us here at the ESL North American with the Go4 Cup.
In the Battle of Kylo, players will fight for control of 3 score-generating capture points. Capturing these objectives can be quite difficult at times, as the enemy team may choose to rain fiery balls of death upon you from their trebuchet. The first team to 500 points wins.
And we're back into the game now here, folks. As you can see, tied set 1-1. Absurd and Abjured both locked at the moment here. Winner of this takes it all, and we'll be going home with the top prize for this week. Once again, we are, as the video just explained, here on the Battle of Kylo. Trebuchets are the secondary objective here on this map. Points are in a straight pattern, but there's a lot of verticality to this map, which the video didn't really touch on. Can make it a pretty... It's a really nice playground, specifically for like Thieves, Ellies, and Mesmers. Obviously, we don't have any Mesmers in play here, but it should be really interesting to see how the Thieves use this map, as I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of decaps coming in from those guys. Thoughts on that, Helseth?
Yeah. I just want to see. I just want to see.
That's what you're feeling.
Yeah. Like, I can analyze all I want, but this game is so like it's both sides constantly pulling out new things that I'm just gonna see, and then I'm gonna make an assessment once we're 100 points in. How about that? I'm gonna make an assessment and a prediction of who wins.
We have to waste time while we're waiting for the ready ups, guys. So
okay.
That's why we need your predictions.
All right. I got this.
We need to waste time.
Listen.
That's casting 101 right there.
Listen.
I'm listening.
I will tell you all the story about a frog. There was once a frog. It was gonna cross a river, right? Right, Blue? I need you to be with me with this. It's a pretty deep story. And he was gonna cross a river. And when he jumped over the river, because the frogs can't swim, you know, obviously. So when he jumped over the river, thunder struck on a different island. Do you know what I call that?
No.
Do you really not know? Do you not know this story?
I'm not even listening. I'm trying to get the game started.
Do you not know this story?
What is this saying again?
Exactly. That is 45 seconds wasted. You're welcome. The viewers are very happy as well, I'm sure.
All right, folks.
Shout outs to my stories. Match starts. So you see, successfully stalled. What's up?
Alright, folks, here we go once again with the grand finals here of the ESL Weekly North American Go4 Cup. It's the Absurd versus the Abjured. Tied set. Winner of this one takes home the gold and the money. More money than second place will be taking home. But of course, let's open up our map, guys, and check out the split, as the game has now begun. We're going to see one person from each team going home. Blue team a little bit more defensive, as they've got Magistoker heading towards their home. The red team kind of just going to all in over towards mid and far.
We got Phantom actually going towards the enemy trebuchet right now, I think. Looks like. No.
Yeah.
If they went to Treb, he would have gone it.
He was.
But I think he's
he might
he's going to try to be a sneaky fish. Watch Phantom doing a Metal Gear Solid Part 3.
Doesn't he's...
Watch.
Is he...
Watch. Snake. Why did you fire a greatsword though?
Man, he's just trying to get on that point. He wants it as
No,
quick as he can.
that makes no sense, Phantom. We saw that, Phantom. I saw that. We all saw that. No. Your decap isn't even good anymore.
Red team's attempt to steal away control of the blue team's helmet will succeed at the same time, though, as they force off the remaining blue team members.
Cade got sniped out Toker and got away successfully, so...
I wouldn't say he got away just yet. No, he isn't. It was looking like we might have seen 5Gauge kind of pursue him there for a second, but not going to happen. And it is looking like Red Team is trying to get back towards mid right now, I think is the real thing. Is they're actually having a nice amount of interference coming off from the blue team as they try to press back over towards that node, which means blue team just in general has a better point presence, but they obviously have to expend those resources to hold the red team in here in the first place, and that kind of evens itself out in terms as to what's going on that middle point. To check out what is actually going on there. Currently sitting at a 2v2. Go ahead.
The 2 versus 2 on mid is currently in favor for blue team. It's double Ellie and Cade coming in now, but I still think blue's gonna do just fine here. They got so much sustain on point, provided that Wakey actually gets to rotate off Phantom. But Phantom, full HP, sitting on the windows, just enjoying life, while Wakey is struggling. Shout out to Phantom's team support though.
Like he's gonna get thrown into the down state. Fenstrom and Ostrich in there for the res. Oegs actually gets bursted down by, I believe it's gonna be Cade taking the kill onto him there. Magic Toker also getting this sneaky res off. Unfortunately, still gonna take a lot of AoE, but thankfully will get just enough of the res power off in order to get Wakey up, and he will escape with his own life there too. So blue team's still in this one. We have, however, seen both the side nodes get retraded, so either team is in control of either of their side nodes now. At the moment, though, we are sitting at both 4 players on the map for each side, and I think all of them are pretty much in middle here at the moment, which means we've got a pretty even engagement, and unless we see Magic Toker going down, nobody really has an advantage. However, it's looking like Magic Toker will just bleed out there, so red team will kind of, at least for now, have the numbers advantage on the clock tower point.
Here we see the same problem being made. Cade successfully stalled both the NGs of the blue team, got the respawner to go towards the close and 5Gauge, but on the other hand, look, Phantom just forced 2 players towards him, and it's the same thing that's happening, they're investing 2 players. They need this kill on Phantom now, otherwise they've wasted their time. And Phantom's gonna have Blink in just 1 second now. Cleansing and Blink, Rider Lightning is up, he should be fine here.
He's just playing with Java right now. Oh, that was a clutch Rider Lightning. Manages to get himself out of harm's way as he just like jukes playing the game of jukes right now with Java. He's gonna get back on the node.
Nos following, Phantom greeting there, he should have ran into the LOS.
3 people to kill Phantom, look, Cade's over here too.
Like this is ridiculous, they're gonna lose mid. Like, there's no way they're not going to lose mid, right? Yeah, there we go. Decap already gone.
This is a complete overkill on Nas's corpse there to try, or on the Fenrir's corpse there to try and take him down. I do not know why they needed 3 people to take him out, but regardless of that, as we take a look back in mid now, blue team has a serious advantage on this point. Both Skovex and Cade, or not Cade, both Skovex and I believe Reeves are going to get forced off the node. Thankfully with Cade and now Skovex coming into play there, they are going to be able to reinforce that and keep things even, but still... Actually, to be honest there, even though we did see that decap coming off, I mean, beyond that...
Wait. Phantom doing a Metal Gear Solid rest right now.
No.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
He better hope his team doesn't kill anyone.
Snake! It's gonna happen.
He's getting it. Oh my god.
Right. Phantom confirmed Solid. Wait, Java!
Oh no, all that wasted time now too. Oh, it's so bad.
No, he's gonna try again.
Oegs, he wanted to pull Oegs over there.
Oh, come on, Phantom, you can't
do that. Oh, he just wasted so much time now.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's so bad for Fanta. That's huge now for the red team that they scouted that out actually. Because Fanta took a huge risk in going for that self-res, and now that it's failed.
Meanwhile, Nos is pushing towards Mansion, going to be in a 1 versus 1 in versus 5Gauge. This is very good for him. Phantom is going to respawn, so what they're exactly. They're getting a +1 now to win this as fast as possible to make sure that the respawn doesn't come and save the 1 versus 1. This is proper rotation right here. Mid is left open, which is always nice to see, that when people know how to properly... They got the numbers called, and they're just rotating based off that. This Storm should have been secured due to 2 players responding. We'll see if it'll actually happen. Yep, they got it. And they're 2v2, even though they're 2 new fresh players, they're actually relatively fine. Except for the fact that Nos just uses fear on someone with stability. It's not okay, Nos.
Nos, though, as you take a look at him, not looking so hot, and once again, without an Ellie presence here from the Absurd, Nos might be in a bit of a tough spot here.
He should do a Spectral Walk and jump down here. And then he's fine. But... okay. Okay, he's not listening to me. Alright. Alright, you go ahead and go into downstate then. That's your choice. Everybody has their choice. However, since they're outnumbered that badly, they won Windmill. Windmill's bleeding out. Mid is completely safe. They're gonna wipe on far. They just have to make sure that not too many people wipe, and they'll be fine. Nas is down, and that's basically it. So that's fine. You know, that's fine. Their heading point, they're doing fine.
As we check out what's going on back over here.
Cade versus Toker on mid.
Let's check that out. Toker once again trying to take out Cade. Cade does have the cap advantage here at the moment. But Toker is going to fall back as those reinforcements come in. He'll get a re-engagement off in just a second, but it's...
I'd like to see Cade trip mid now, because mid is going to be the point of engagement.
Yeah.
Looks like Ostrich is going to trip as well. So if Cade traps, they'll be perfectly fine at this point. Just trade traps, make sure that your point is safe, and you'll be happy. Meanwhile, Phantom is pushing close, getting decap again.
Cade stops it, though.
I don't know what Cade's doing. He's standing still for me.
Cade, I mean, well, Cade is a serious disadvantage.
Oh, okay, I like that there. I like that. That was what happened.
Oh. Cade, I mean, regardless of that, Cade's going to have a serious disadvantage. Like, thankfully, Nos comes in, and I think that's really just scared Fanto away. Because Fanto just running the second he saw Nos. Not sure what
Necro DP Thief is the hardest matchup to 2v1 in the game. Like, you don't want to do that.
So he's going to run away from that
one. With that stall, we managed to get mid back, and looks like they're doing just fine now.
Mid's in trouble, though. I mean, we take a look at mid, they don't really have anything to support that beyond Wakey being here to defend it. They really need to reinforce this pretty quickly. Thankfully, there's guys in close proximity, so 5 Gauge will get here pretty fast, and beyond that, though, they do need to make sure that they're ready for this. Is obviously with Cade and Reevesy here, there's a lot of pressure from the red team, and I'm sure there's only going to be more coming over these next few seconds. But, do have to call out another decap. It's been gained over here from Magic Toker as he steals away the windmill point. He's going to be taking that away. Also, have some trebuchet pressure coming in favor of the red side now, as they really are pressuring for that middle node. Scovex is firing that towards middle. Outside of middle, of course, we have some other combat currently going on. Cade trying to DPS down 5
So
gates.
there's a 3-cap right here, but this is not going to last long at all. This is basically already gone. That mid's decapped, and now it's going to... It can snowball further. It can snowball further. We have a crate from Ostrich right here on Mansion. I don't think it might help, though. I don't think... Like, the matchup here is good enough. If they just manage... That's another crate. That's 2 incredibly huge cooldowns wasted. If they don't get this rest now, that's heartbreaking for them. Let's see. Magic Toker coming in as well. Cade getting the rest. Are they going to successfully pull off this 2v3?
We're going to have to wait and see.
Probably not. Probably not. I won't lie. But they might get rest and get away.
Nos has gone down over here too. They really want to get OEGs back up.
Oh, they will get this. Oh my god, that's 2 crates and they didn't get the... This fight is probably setting the tone towards the end. If they don't manage to fight themselves back out of this.
They've got a nice lockdown on Nos, though. They still have a chance to take him down.
Managed to get the heal out and cleanse himself completely, so that's not going to happen.
It's looking like, once again here, yeah, red team's throwing in their background now. Cade's been knocked back out. Nos is generally speaking okay, as he's only got Wakey pressuring him, and yeah, it looks like these guys are good to go. The only pressure on him is going to be 5 gauge.
Wait. How did it get knocked out?
I think 5 gauge kind of just like, just comboed him.
Correct. Well, that's huge. That's very big. Because they were winning that fight, and now a respawner managed to... Oh, that's... Okay, but still, like, even though they didn't win that fight, which they probably should have, but Cade is going to respawn, they can push close, they're going to push close with a warrior, and the opponents won't have crate now, you know? So this next fight is to the advantage of the red team, if they pull it off successfully.
Minute and a half about for 5 gauge and even longer for OEGs before they can crate again, so they're really going to be roughing for cooldowns here as we get into that next engagement. Beyond that, though, it is looking like blue team is going to go for the Juggernaut, obviously. They're going to try to close in on that 3-cap here. Magic Toker's engaged. Scovex will get hit with a big barrage, but as we see, though, Oshek's not going to commit fully towards that middle point there. Is actually trying to assist with the still ongoing windmill fight. They will lose the cap there, and red team, as you just saw there, too, now has a full cap on middle, but blue team's got a nice chokehold going there, and even though they are progressively losing control of the windmill, they're also gaining control of that clock tower point. So they're just going to trade nodes here, and assuming we kind of see things the way they are going now, we're probably going to have blue team having, I would say, a safer hold now, because mid as well as the windmill node are, well, I would say, a safer take than holding both those side nodes.
Yes, this is correct. Especially because now they can rotate their Ellis to bunker whatever point they want. This was very proper rotation right there. I figured that they would try to hold their 2-cap, which would have been the decision almost every team would have gone for, but would have been much more difficult. They don't have Fiery Greatsword from Wakey, so they really needed to go for that mid. It's impressive that they went for it.
Cade was trying to hunt down Magic Toker. They're unsuccessful in his attempts to do so, and a bit of a gambit there by Magic Toker as he retreated away from that, thankfully, just in time for, as we saw there, for 5-gauge to reinforce onto that note, so he's going to save that. Cade, as you can see now, is re-engaged back on middle. Red team does have Treb pressure coming in, so Cade versus Wakey is going to be benefited even more by this Trebuchet pressure, and yeah, as you're going to see, it's going to completely decide that now. But Magic Toker coming in, not sure what Magic Toker was doing there, but for some reason not really able to interrupt Cade, as we see there, though. Whoa, what's going on up top? Nos is down up top here. Oh, that's what Toker was trying to do. Nice fear comes off from Nos and stealth, though, fearing Toker off the roof of the clock tower and away from that. Cade with this nice port up on top here, too, will save Nos' life, get him back up into play, and somewhat rejuvenate this very awkward team fight that we currently have going on towards middle.
Nos tries to sneak toward... Nos trying to sneak toward... Doing a cute little falling damage trick where he activates Spectral Walk midair. Probably have ways, because you could just went on the houses, but okay, bro. Okay. But now he's going for the 1v1 versus 5-gauge, and this is Necro favored.
Yeah.
Well, not that much. Not as much as Pistol would be.
It depends on like if 5-gauge eats if Nos whether eats any cooldowns basically.
Yeah, but 5-gauge has crate and he's willing to use it, like I just demonstrated. So he's probably going to re-engage now with a crate. And this is basically what's going to decide it. Another engineer coming in here, so Nos would be wise to get some backup or to just split out. I would split out now.
There's the crate. We see the pool coming out from Monster Jakes.
Unfortunately, the worm port didn't work. It kind of bugged out, so he's still stuck here. Looks like Nos has made the decision to die on point, and now he changed his mind, and now he didn't, and now he changed his...
too late.
Make a decision!
He's 3 seconds away from a DS. He's going to go down off point, probably.
No, he's fine. He has Spectre Walk. He's fine. He's Gucci. He's fine.
Monster Jakes still chase him. Anyway, guys, look at the score here. Look at the score. 425 to 422. It's actually really close. And whoa, is Nos gonna?
No, he's not gonna die. He has the...
No, but he's gonna get this decap though. Look at this.
No, the turrets will kill him. Turrets, get turreted. Get turreted. How are you feeling, Nos? How are you feeling?
Nos is gonna go down to turrets there. God. He does get a decap though, and that's obviously good. But still, getting knocked off the map is never a good thing. And he'll be on that 15-second respawn time.
He should not have died there. He was fine. Oh, okay, that was fun.
Back in mid though, Cade is trebbing mid here at the moment, giving Red Team a pretty big advantage towards this, towards the contribution of this actual middle fight. Do note too that decap that we just saw Nos getting is a pretty big advantage towards his team once again here, just considering how late we are in this game. It has stopped what was an extremely even point flow and has given the Red Team a 20-point advantage. Blue Team needs to stop this. Another thing to keep in mind on this map is the fact that there is no secondary mechanic to come back from. It's pure conquest, and now this 20-point advantage with the Red Team being only 30 points away from victory is absolutely gigantic. The result of this middle fight, possibly any side engagements, is going to decide this match. And with the trap pressure now coming in for the blue team does have an option to turn her back around, but I think it's going a little bit too slowly. And to be honest here, Red Team, I think, is at a point where they can just single cap turtle this matchup here.
Yeah, and looks like they have no intentions of giving up that cap. They're just standing there with a big trap hitting them in. Dude, if they get stomped though.
It's coming in too slow because we just saw someone from blue team get knocked out 5 just got killed.
With this, you just run to windmill and you hold that.
So there you have it, guys. They're gonna turtle it, or their NG is gonna turtle the matchup at windmill, unless we see that decap in the next 20 seconds, which is somewhat unlikely. We'll have to pay attention to it though, as Ostrajags is on the way. Can he lock down Reevesy? And no, he cannot. Cade is also there too, just for safety. Ostrajags is gonna get bursted down, and there you have it, guys. The Absurd is gonna take Game 3. Giving them the victory in this week's ESL North American Gopher Cup. Final score, 504 points to 474 points. Very close last game, but the Absurd will keep their streak going here in the second week, meaning they're going to take home a total prize pool of $400, 80 per player, and our second place team will be taking home $100 and 2,000 gems per player.
Yeah, great played. I hope that NA teams, I mean, this is money. You guys can go ahead and pluck up, right? It's money. It's the experience of like winning all the time and all that stuff. Like, it's really fun. Try to reach the level of what these guys have, because it's not impossible. So you watch their plays, study their plays, spam 1v1 versus each other, go in, lose, and eventually you'll start winning on this rep against us. But that's another topic. Like, you have a chance here. It's America. Go for it.
Don't forget, there's also the Amateur Cups that happen weekly, at least in North America. We have the Miss PD Weekly Cup every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 5:30 p.m. Pacific. There's info on that over on the PvP events forum. Just look for the Miss PD Weekly sticky. If you guys are looking for, something not as high tier as this, but, you just want to kind of get your feet wet. Those two teams specifically will not be in that tournament. So if you're kind of just looking to, you know, just kind of get your feet wet, if you just got a team together, want to have some fun in a tournament, go and sign up for the Miss PD Weeklies. There's, like I said, there's info on that over in the PvP events forum, and you can go ahead and sign up for that there. But beyond that, guys, be sure to tune in next weekend, where we do have the third cup that's going to be happening. I think it'll be here, not 100% confirmed though, so be sure to stick to the ESL social media stuff. The links are right below me to that over at facebook.com/ESLGW2 and on Twitter at ESLGW2. If you guys like what you've seen today, be sure to follow the channel. And in fact, you're going to want to follow the channel because you're going to need to if you want to win that gem code that we're giving away here in just a second.
And that gold, right?
No gold. I need that gold. I'm poor.
Right. Can I plug myself?
Yeah. Quick? Oh yeah. Go ahead if you want to.
All right. If you guys want to watch Best Player Worldwide, go ahead and follow me at Twitch TV at the Lord Helseth. I stream Mesmer gameplay, wonderful Mesmer gameplay, attractive Mesmer gameplay. I'm just fabulous. Go ahead and check me out. Was that too modest? Did I not?
No, I think you're good.
All right, cool.
That's pretty good. All right, guys, and once again, thank you all very much for tuning in for this week's Cup. Be sure to join us next week as we have Cup number 3 both in Europe and North America. Thanks, guys, once again, and we'll see you next week. We're gonna have more details on how to win that gem code in the chat, but as for us on the stream, that's it, guys. So have a good one. See you next time.
There'll always be a difference between peasants and kings. Ha.